Emily Grierson Reclusive died at the age of 74. The townsfolk were interested in her death, but they didn't know anything about her and must make educated guesses about her life. They knew she remained to reside in a vast, vacant plantation mansion that had gone to seed since the Civil War after her father died in 1894. They knew that Emily's taxes were informally refunded at the time by the town's mayor, Colonel Satteris, out of compassion for her worldliness. Only an African-American servant named Toby was known to have survived her. The locals recall that after the colonel died 10 years ago, the new political administration wanted to formalize a connection with Emily and her estate in order to collect taxes. Emily was found to be hallucinating, believing Colonel Satteris was still alive and declaring, "I have no taxes in Jefferson." As a result, the village leaders were vanquished, unable to persuade Emily to see reason. Her last encounter with the locals was 30 years ago, when they confronted her about a strong odor of rotting radiating from her home, which they mistook for a dead snake or mouse. In the middle of the night, 4 men scattered lime over her grounds covertly. The locals wonder about her haunted loneliness and the fact that she turned out all of her local suitors without hesitation. She was so close to her once powerful father that she refused to acknowledge his death for 3 days after he died, despite visits from ministers and medics that the body be removed. Many people in town believe that it was because of this strong bond that she remained alone. Soon after Emily's grieving time ended, a lovely northerner called Homer Barron arrived in town to work as a foreman for a public infrastructure project. On Sunday afternoons driving in a yellow wheel buggy, Emily and Homer were seen together. Emily chose a few men's tools and carried them into her house. Emily's estranged relative from Alabama paid her a visit, and it was during this visit that Emily persuaded the local judges to give her arsenic. Many in the town determined that she planned to kill herself and suggest doing so would be the best thing. Some had thought that she may marry Homer in the past. The cousin departed soon after, and Homer Barron vanished. The town felt a stench of rotting after he vanished. Emily's hair had become a shade of iron gray, and she had become increasingly reclusive with time. Emily offered her house to teach China painting lessons years after Homer vanished, but her primary human interaction was with Toby. Toby invited guests after the death of Emily, then disappeared. The townsfolk investigated the home after the burial. Inside, they discovered Homer Barron's skeleton body, clad in a nice shirt, in a chamber decorated as a wedding suite. Closer examination revealed traces of cohabitation, including iron gray hair on a second pillow beside the corpse.